is some eggs in the Instant Pot. I have one of these little things. You put it in the bottom. It comes with it. So what you do is you just add add a cup of water to the bottom. Anytime you do anything in the Instant Pot, you need at least a cup of water. And then you're just gonna take your eggs, and you can put as many, oh, that one's broken, as many as you want in the bottom. I don't stack them on top of each other. I just kind of put them beside each other. All right, so I'm just gonna put these in here, and what I do is I put them in with the water in the bottom, and then you turn it on manual for 5 minutes. You do 5 minutes of pressure, then 5 minutes of slow release, and then put them in ice for 5 minutes, and then they peel so easily. While we do other things, this will be working for us. So again, we're just gonna hit manual, and then I'm gonna go down to 5 minutes and just let it go. Make sure you have it on sealing. And we're just gonna set this off to the side. We are going to, while we're waiting on those eggs, we're gonna make some protein fat bombs. So, got one of these little trays, and almost forgot, you wanna set it on something sturdy, because when we pour in here, it's gonna be liquid. This is coconut butter. It is a really, really, really yummy. It's hard in the winter in the cold house, so I popped it in the microwave in 30-second increments for a total of a minute so that I could stir it up. Poured it in here. This is half a cup, and then I'm going to take half a cup of peanut butter. I'm using Crazy Richard's 100% Peanuts Creamy. You can use whichever peanut butter you would like. I like it to be no sugar added, so this one, literally the only ingredient is peanuts. Again, the creamy peanut butter, you have to stir it pretty well too to get the oils all combined in there. I'm just gonna add a half a cup. And once I get it mixed really well, I'm going to add in my protein powders. I've never made this before, y'all. I'm just making it up, so we'll see how it tastes in the end. If it's not good, then you probably won't even see this. I'm going to use this Isopure cookies and cream just because I have it and I need to use it. It's a zero carb. It's got 25 grams of protein per scoop. So we're going to use 2 scoops. I may have to stir in between. I'm trying to stir it all in this little container. One more. So that's 2 scoops, which would be 50 grams of protein. And we're going to divide this up. I'm not sure how many it's going to make. I will let you know after I pour it in. All right, at this point, y'all, I've got that mixed really well. I'm just going to give it a taste to see if I want to add any sweetener. I don't think I need it. Then you could add chocolate chips at this point, sugar-free Lily's chocolate chips. I'm going to actually add some cocoa nibs. So I'm just going to take these cocoa nibs. I'm going to add a couple teaspoons. Now, cocoa nibs are not sweet at all, but they'll give it a nice texture, a nice crunch. Or you could use crunchy peanut butter instead of the creamy, and that would give it a little bit of crunch with the peanuts. You could add a few nuts in here if you wanted to. Macadamia nuts would be good, some pecans or some walnuts. So I've got this all nice and stirred together. I'm gonna pop it in the microwave for about 15 seconds just to liquefy it a little bit more so it'll pour easily. And it is liquidy, but it has a little bit of a thick consistency because I use so much protein powder. I think it's still gonna work out. So this makes 16, and we're just gonna get these into the freezer. I just let the pressure off of the eggs. Got Jason back there cooking some sausage for me, and now I'm gonna drop my eggs into a nice bath. I'm just taking the eggs right out of my Instant Pot that I had set the insert into the sink here. I've got a thing of ice water, mostly ice, a little water, and I'm just gonna shock these eggs right in here so they stop cooking completely. I'm gonna leave these in here for about 5 minutes, and I'm gonna peel them and we'll make some deviled eggs. All right, so while everything is working for us, the the eggs are in the ice water and the sausage is going, we are just going to crack the remaining eggs that we have left to make a breakfast casserole. And we only have 7 eggs, so that's what we're going to work with. Some salt. This is some green chili, fire roasted green chilies. It's a nice little shortcut. A little bit of whipping cream. I'm really making this for my son. This is totally something that we can eat. It's bariatric keto friendly, but my little sleeve is not liking spices. So I'm not even gonna try and attempt to eat this. But if you do okay with spices, you totally can have this. Or you can make it without the green chilies and just with some like regular sausage, some Italian sausage. But we're using chorizo today, so a little too spicy for me, but I know that there's a lot of people that eat spicy food right out of the gate, so I'm still going to include this in my prep here. Just going to add a little handful of cheese into here, and then I'll put some cheese on the top also. Alright, back to our eggs. I like to peel them under a little bit of running water, but y'all, these peel so easily in the Instant Pot. I've never had eggs peel so easily as I have since I've started doing them in the Instant Pot. Alright, so the chorizo has cooked up. I just put it in the bottom of this sprayed casserole. I sprayed it with some avocado oil. I'm just going to pour over our eggs right over the top. I'm just going to top it with a little bit of cheese, y'all. Not a lot, just a little bit, and then we're going to pop it in the oven. This usually takes like 25-30 minutes. So there's that. I'm going to get that cleaned up and we'll move on to deviled eggs. Alright y'all, here is what my eggs look like. This was my 5-5-5 method I showed y'all. So they are perfectly yellow, perfectly perfect for deviled eggs. So I'm just going to get these cut and get all my yolks in a bowl. Set those to the side for now, and we're going to start mashing. So once I get that mashed pretty well, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, a little bit of salt, and some black pepper. You can go anywhere you want with this with seasoning, y'all. There's so many different combinations that you could do. I'm just feeling like going for just the straightforward one right now. So that's all I'm going to do. And mayonnaise and dill, but you could put any kind of seasoning you want with this stuff. I don't usually measure when I make deviled eggs, but I'm trying to so that I know exactly how much protein I'm getting and fat and all those macros, and so I can share it with you. Now, if you want this to be really smooth and look the prettiest, you can do all of this in the food processor so that it's all one nice creamy consistency before you add the dill. But I just am kind of going to do a quick one today, so it's going to be a little bit on the chunky side. I don't mind that. Now we're going to add some dill. This is a dill relish that has no sugar in it. Just make sure you pick one that has no sugar. Okay. There's a tablespoon. 2 tablespoons of dill. Sometimes I will add some hot sauce to this, some sriracha even. But like I said, I'm just feeling plain today. So we'll put these in and then we will top it with a little bit of paprika, and that will be it. Alright y'all, the next thing I'm gonna make is something called, it's like a keto oatmeal basically. So it's called notemeal, like not oatmeal. I really like it. I haven't made it since I've had this surgery, but I think this would be a good vessel to get a good amount of protein in. So I'm gonna make a mixture of it up and show you how I do that. Okay, so for this, you need protein powder. I'm gonna use the cookies and cream, and you need chia seeds, hemp hearts, and cocoa powder, or I'm going to use cacao powder. You could add any kind of flavoring to these. I'm going to make a basic one, a basic mix in a ball jar, and then I'll talk about in a minute some different flavorings to use to make individual ones. This recipe is going to be enough to make multiple. What you want to do when you're ready to eat this, I'm trying to do this without making a huge mess. I'm already spilling these everywhere, y'all. Oh my gosh. Chia seeds everywhere. So if I do a half a cup of hemp hearts and a half a cup of chia seeds, the 1-to-1 ratio, this will give me 4 servings. All right. I feel like I should have mixed this in a bowl, y'all, and then put it in here because I'm making a mess. Let me get a bowl. Let's try it this way. I added the hemp and I've added the chia seeds. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of cacao just to give it some nice chocolate flavoring. And then I'm going to add some scoops of this protein powder. This is Isopure cookies and cream, and then this is 25 grams. And then I'm gonna add 2 scoops of Gene Pro. It is unflavored and it's a smaller scoop, and it's 30 grams per scoop. So there's 60 grams. I'm just gonna use this spatula and get this stirred up. You could add some peanut powder, you could add some cinnamon, you could add really just whatever flavors you would normally put in an oatmeal. So I've got this all nice and mixed up. Now I'm gonna measure these. All right, y'all, that made 4. So I divided it into 4 servings, and I'll put down below with the recipe, the macro breakdown, and I'm excited about it. When I try it, I'll report back and let you know if I added any sweetener. If I do, I will let you know. I will check in a little bit later after I eat one of these. Another nice thing about those is you don't have to store them in the refrigerator. It's all dry ingredients. So you can make them up ahead, take them to work with you, keep them in your desk, have them in your bag. Very easy and travel friendly. Put the liquid in it that you're going to use, stir it up, put it in the fridge, and then when you pull it out in the morning, it'll be ready. Chia seeds just need some time to swell and soak up all that fluid. All right, y'all, here are the protein fat bombs. They come out looking just like this. There's 16 of them. And again, I'll have all of the macros and directions and everything down below. I'm just gonna put it in this ball jar, and I keep them stored in the freezer. You could keep them in the fridge, but they will, if the temperature gets too warm, the coconut oil will get liquidy. So I definitely recommend keeping these in the fridge or the freezer. Let's see what these taste like. The cocoa nib did give it a really good, nice crunch. It's plenty sweet, super, super rich, y'all. Just have one. It can help you get some extra protein and some fats. If you're doing bariatric keto, these are awesome. And if you're just like having a little craving for something sweet, these are good for that too. I also forgot to tell you, I did one last thing to these. I meant to put some salt in them, like some Himalayan salt, and I forgot, so I sprinkled just a little bit on the tops of them, and that gives them a nice little saltiness because my peanut butter did not have added salt. If your peanut butter has added salt, you may or may not want to do that. But these little protein fat bombs are quite yummy. I totally recommend trying these. And if you don't have cocoa nibs, you can totally do little sugar-free chocolate chips, or just skip that part, or do nuts like I had said earlier. Egg casserole came out, smells really good. Like I said, too spicy for me right now, which makes me sad. And sorry about that noise in the background. I have lots of 12-year-old boys running around, but try recording with a bunch of 12-year-old boys around. They've actually been so good. I think this is the first you've heard them. So anyways, my kids and my hubby will eat this. I wish it was for me. It could be if I could handle spice, but I can't. And one more thing that I made, I did not show me making, is this buffalo chicken dip. I've made this on this channel so many times in my meal prep videos, but I will go ahead and link the recipe down below because this is also very, very bariatric friendly. You can eat this in the soft stages very easily. It already has a ton of protein with the shredded chicken, but because it's a creamy consistency, anything that's a creamy consistency or a liquid, the Gene Pro adds to so well, and you can just bump up that protein. So just a little thought on that. This is shredded chicken. I use canned because it's so fast, and my kids go through one of these a week. It has some sour cream. It has a thing of cream cheese. I used a third less fat, some hot sauce, and some seasoning, a ranch seasoning. So there's that. And I can't wait to have these in my freezer and know that they're there. Yum. So this is what the note meal looks like the next day, y'all. I put it in the refrigerator with half a cup of almond milk, and this is what it looks like. This is the consistency, and it is really, really yummy, y'all. I definitely am going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on it, but this is quite good, and I am going to eat it cold. I think I prefer it cold, but you can also heat it up in the microwave. So that is what the oatmeal looked like, or the note meal. Not oatmeal, whatever you call it. I need a better name for it. Super yummy, super delicious, tons of protein. So much protein in there, y'all. It's like 20 grams for this small serving of it. So definitely gonna be something I make often. It's a way to get in a good amount of protein without drinking a protein drink. Now it does have the protein powder, so it's kind of the same idea, but different. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope I gave you some ideas. Share with me ideas that you have, things that you make, recipes that you think I might want to try. I would love to hear it. I post a few times a week, and I am working on getting more of a set schedule for this next year, but definitely post 2 to 3 times a week. So if you hit that bell, then you'll know. And if you haven't subscribed, join my community. I would love to have you. I will check back in with y'all with another vlog before too long. Bye. Love y'all.